In the studio tonight, Uncle Vigilante on Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. This is the Fakeologist show. This is the Fakeologist. And we are going to go right to our guest, Uncle Vigilante, because we've wasted enough time. Uncle Vigilante, welcome to the Fakeologist show.
Thank you. Greetings, everyone. Oh boy, finally, right? We're usually very, very prompt when we do our live streams, but we had a few technical difficulties, folks,
and none of them were our fault.
None of them were our fault. It was, I think, Klaus Schwab's fault, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's good to be back, my friend.
Would you like to open with Senior Mr. Pinter?
You know what? Yeah, let me just share before I do this a little bit about, why I wasn't here last Tuesday.
Yeah, where were you?
You can explain to everyone why I wasn't here last night. You cheated on me, but that's okay. I still went to bed with you. I do turn your podcast on when I go to bed, and that's how I get to sleep. And that's not saying anything negative about you. It's just I enjoy listening to it. So I was listening.
I don't care what you use me for: exercise, stimulation, sleep. It's okay.
So I was listening last night, and I was supposed to be on last night on Tuesday, and you reached out and said, "Can you make it Wednesday?" And I'm like, "No problem." And then your guest didn't show up, and I'm like, "Oh, that's too bad." But it's good to talk to you tonight. So
second guest in a week that didn't show up. And it's partially my fault. I don't think I confirmed the first guest. Okay. I just put him in the calendar, and he's supposed to get a Google email, and I don't know if he responded. Well, apparently, we need a lot of massaging of the guests to remind them. People don't set calendars and all that kind of stuff. So,
hey, you don't need to massage me, man.
Here. You are chomping at the bit every week.
Here, like good rash. Well, let me share with everyone.
Where you been?
This is weird. Do I have any? Yeah, there we go. We're getting some comments.
Yeah, lots of comments.
So,
Rescued Car Collector says, "We love you guys."
This is going to be a fun evening, everyone. I promise. It's going to be a little different. My gosh, I'm putting on my own channel, and it's asking me. It's doing an ad, and I don't have ads. It popped up Richard Hart. This is really funny. So everyone, just hang in there because I want to see your comments. We are live. There we go. Okay, I'm back.
You can see them in the restream, by the way.
I know, but I like just confirming, and I wanted to. Okay, good. All right, I am fully focused now, everyone. This is going to be fun. We have decided to change it up just a little bit. This is going to be the night, I'm going to say Tuesday night, even though Wednesday self-identifies as Tuesday this week. But what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about Epic Weekly, a little bit about crypto in general, and then we're going to talk about some world events. And it could really be anything that's happening. And I want to, after I open this, introducing you all to my awesome dad. I want Ab. I'd love for you to give everyone a tour of who you are and where they can find you. But first, I want to let everyone know why I wasn't here last week. It was my dad's 89th birthday.
Wow.
And he lives in Goodland, Kansas. And the poor guy, I just have to brag on him a little bit, but he was CEO, chairman of a bank for 40 years. I mean, like multi-chain banks in different multi-state banks, and is just an amazing mind, an amazing man. And over the last 18 months, he has just slid with his dementia. They actually had him as chairman emeritus or whatever that is at the bank in Hayes, and he resided over that. And then he started to realize that he was losing it, and so he resigned because he didn't want any bad decisions to be made based upon his opinion or fuzzy one. So I went and saw him. Several of us kids did. And I want to show you a video because you have to understand, my dad doesn't, he can't remember my name. He has a real difficult time putting words together, but he still is in there. You know what I'm saying? So Ab, if you pull it up, this is let me tee it up before you hit play. So my siblings all left. Okay, he's in this elder care home now, and it was just he and I. And alcohol's a no in there. But I know my dad loves Chivas Regal. So I went to the liquor store and I brought in one of those little bottles in my pocket. And when everyone left, I said, and Dad, getting ready to tuck him in, I guess, to his recliner. I said, Dad, do you want me to get you some ice water? And he shook his head. And so I took it. I went and got some ice and some water, and then I poured the Chivas in there. All right, now tee up the video, and everybody can see. This is what ensued. I want to say cheers. Have a drink. Watch his face. You need some water. How is it? And he wanted to give me a high five.
Right. So it took him. You prepared him for water, so I think he choked because it was a little stronger than water. Is that what happened?
Yeah, but I'll treasure that video forever because his eyes
lit up. I saw that.
Once he realized that this is Chivas, and he had told me earlier, he said, he can periodically string some things together. And he's like, Kurt sure could go for a drink. And I'm like, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's good. That's nice of you. That's good for him.
Yeah, it was good for him. I came back, and I will tell everyone that is maybe also suffering from this somewhere in your family. Dementia's a real bitch. I mean, it's just very, very sad because, they're like, I can tell my dad's still in there and he gets so frustrated that he just can't get it out.
Yeah.
And so I feel like his, when he passes away, his obituary is going to be Thomas J. Pittner, died from grief. Because I really feel that that's what he's feeling right now.
Would you rather lose, your mind or your body when you're dying?
He's losing both. That's the thing. He had
two. What would you rather lose? Because it's torturous either way.
What would I rather lose?
Yeah, it's a tough call.
It's a really tough call, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
my grandfather, he was 101, I think. And I think he lost his body because I think he was still quite sharp. He was just frustrated because his body didn't do anything he wanted it to do.
I think I would rather lose my body because there's, advanced, shoot, I go into Walmart and I can sure see lots of advanced scooters that bear a lot of weight there. So I'm thinking that there could be something that gets me around. But I would not want to lose my mind just because of what I know it would do for the rest of my family and my kids. I don't want, because he's in this home and, there are like 15 other residents in his wing. And about half of them are just, sitting at the table, just staring, and just breaks your heart. And I never want to be like that. I told my wife, I said, honey, the game plan is real simple. It has to do with a shovel, a bullet, and a lost sign. In the backyard.
None of which could actually happen. We always talk about unreasonable things, but of course that can't happen.
No, but that's what I would want. Of course I wouldn't want her to shoot me.
It really brings up a whole discussion. I don't think you're having it in the United States yet, but Canada has some MAID laws, medically assisted in death. Yeah. And a lot of people are being hyper about those laws. And they're just saying the government's making it really easy to kill themselves. But On the other hand, there's a lot of common sense in there that I think almost nobody would argue with. But it is a slippery slope, and it's another debate like the abortion debate that I don't think
Right.
ever can be resolved. But
No,
it
I don't
still
think.
asks the question, at what point do we
Yeah.
have the mercy laws on people?
Yeah. It's, I tell you what, if you would have asked me that question, uh, you know, what's crazy? I'm sorry, but my channel keeps booting me off into something else. As
Well,
I'm,
Uncle Vigilante is still streaming. I've got the on the screen, it still says live. So you're still
yeah,
live over
I know,
here?
I know it's live. I'm just curious because I've like gone back to it a few times, but that's boring stuff. So anyway, how about something more uplifting? Do you have the link that I sent you with Chris Sky?
Oh, right. Well, I could just play it right off your channel, or did you clip it?
No, I sent you a link.
Okay.
It's right under.
You
It's
sent me tons of links, so I'll go next.
and
Chris
it says
Sky.
Sky. So
Okay.
pull that up, and this isn't even letting me watch my own channel. So screw you, YouTube. I'm just going to focus on yours. So
Okay. So I brought it up. What's going on here? Is there sound? This is a short, I think.
it's a short, and you're not.
Okay. I think no, it's muted.
I'm not the kind of guy that promotes things for money. I'm the kind of guy that promotes something that I would use myself, promote something that I believe will actually help somebody else's life. That is why I believe the epic cash is going to be so important. Every single thing about you, it's being monitored, especially your spending habits. So something that can shield you from the prying eyes of the government, that is what sets it apart from everything else. And that's why I was so intrigued by it. Privacy is now the new physical gold, in my opinion. So believe me, I've been scrutinizing, I've been doing my due diligence,
Okay.
and I haven't come across anything like the epic sphere of products. And the potential with it, I believe, is very vast and has the potential to help a lot of people. And that's what I've been trying to do since day one. So we are winning, ladies and gentlemen. We are having the desired effect. I'm not the kind of guy that promotes things for
Okay. So it just is circulating now, but we got the whole thing.
Yeah, for people who would like to watch the full or
Yeah.
interview with
so
him,
we are winning.
go
ladies and
to
gentlemen.
the Uncle Vigilante channel on YouTube and watch it. It's that first one right there. That
Yeah, that's called a video short.
yeah,
And where the heck are like this is a new feature on YouTube. Where are the shorts? This is all your videos, including these two failed ones we
yeah.
started earlier. But where are the shorts?
Open that one. That one's with Chris Sky. The one.
No, I
Right.
know, but this is your main show
Yep.
here that you
Yep.
did. But where are the shorts gone? I don't know. This is
No,
a
there are no shorts. It's just someone in our community created that from.
Oh, okay. So you didn't put it on
No,
your
no,
YouTube channel.
I haven't. I haven't.
Oh, I see. Okay. I
I
got
just wanted to send that to you to let everyone know there's a full hour interview with Chris Sky that was awesome. I mean, it has like in just 5 days, 3,000 views.
Yeah.
It has just been amazing.
And most of them are probably his fans
Oh
because he's
yeah,
a
our
huge
Epic
fan
Cash
base.
community has grown greatly this week.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
he's you just press start and you could just sit back and not talk. It's one of the few interviews where you barely say anything.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
He has a gift of
The
uh,
gab.
the gift of
He
gab,
makes you look like a mute.
he does, and he is so articulate, and he doesn't repeat himself, and he just he's genius
And
in
he's
in
current.
right,
He's
and
got the latest news. He knows what happened yesterday.
yeah, and he's right. And he was very discerning, and people should know with regard to Epic Cash, he has not endorsed anything. He said he gets hit up on all the time. Well,
Yeah, I'm
somebody
sure.
introduced him to Max Freeman, and he ended up talking to Max for 2 hours. And that was like 2 days before this him coming on my show. So he came on my show after doing a deep dive and talking to Max for 2 hours, and then Max followed up with lots of different information that he just, absorbed like a sponge.
Yeah.
And he goes, I get it. Let's do this thing. So, and then I noticed that, you kind of stepped up, and after me talking to you about Epic Cash forever and you being kind of, yeah, then you're like, oh, if Chris Sky likes it, I'm in.
Yeah, I was. Well, yeah, he's a smart guy, and the only thing about Chris,
I'm not.
Chris, well, but Chris has a huge following. Chris is super. Yeah, you're smart in your own way, but Chris is huge too, and I don't know if he knows more about crypto than you do. I really don't know. I can't measure that, but he has a huge sway and influence.
Yeah.
And I know he always impresses me on his knowledge about what the overarching picture is.
Yeah.
And he has some techniques to survive right now and navigate the tyranny. And he's pretty much always right on his predictions. And his predictions are just based on the research that anyone could do, but he does it and he broadcasts it. And even though he's right at the top of the so-called freedom fighters in Canada, which some people would call suspicious, he's still talking and he's still not in jail, which is
Has a
pretty cool.
set of balls that like drag.
Yeah, he's a huge little guy. He's really a pretty small guy, but he's super, super buff and super.
Well, speaking of buff, would you mind pulling up a photo of our dear leader? I'm just curious, which is your favorite outfit?
Okay. What do we got here? Tell me what to look for here.
Maybe like the one that says "Which is your favorite?" With the man who wants us to eat the bugs.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just looking here at your notes. So,
yeah, it's in my notes. It's pretty obvious. It's right near the bottom of my notes.
Oh, it's near the bottom, so we're not going sequentially.
No,
Okay.
we're not going sequentially because this just, we're talking about Chris Sky, Druid Babylonian Bastards, and who's the leader of all of it, it seems. Let's just take a peek. Let's show everybody, because you were talking.
This is part of your fun part of the show. I see what you're doing. I see where you're going with this.
Baby, look at Klaus Schwab, man. Talk about buff.
I'm pretty sure this is Photoshop, but it's still fun.
I don't think it is.
I would be almost stunned if it wasn't, but okay.
I don't think it is. I heard. I don't think it is. I think that is him going through some kind of humiliation ritual.
Could be.
Yeah,
I like a little sock between his legs,
and it worked. But this is the person, everyone out there, that is saying that you will own nothing and be happy. Could you please? Could you please? I'm going to bounce all around here a little bit.
Is his name well known in the U.S.? Because I thought you guys were pretty much done with the Great Reset. Are you guys? Is anyone paying attention down there besides you?
Yeah, Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, which is the head of the public, facing snake of the Druid Babylonian Bastards. Can you pull up for me? Okay. Like I said, I'm going all over the place, but open up the Stack wallet, the visual, because this all ties into Klaus Schwab, by the way. Can you show people?
Yeah, I'll get that. I have to go make one extra step.
Okay.
But I can do it. I can do anything. I'm the miracle man here. So we're going to get rid of Klaus.
Get rid of Scott. All right. Now, look, a little bit about Epic Cash. So Epic Cash now has or is part of the Stack wallet, which is a mobile wallet that works on Android and iOS. It's called the Stack wallet by Cypher something. I can't see what that is. But anyone Cypher Stack. Thank you. So people in my community, our community, the Epic community, will know that you acquire Epic on Vite, the Vite multi-chain wallet, and you exchange BTC for Epic. And the problem with that is it's all tokenized, meaning that it's not on the native Epic blockchain. So while you have your coins in your wallet, in your Vite wallet, which is mobile or your computer, people can actually what happened to our picture?
Right.
There we go. People can actually see. They actually have vision like the blockchain or the BTC blockchain to where you can see all of the amounts and such. It's the same thing. So if on Vite, if I sent you my address and said, "Hey, send me 5 Epic," you'd be able to put that in vitescan.io, that address, and you'd be able to see how many coins that I have. So that sucks, right? So but it was what it was for a while. And then a guy named Pool Boy created this GUI 4.0 wallet, which is amazing. So that's where, I got my coins off of Vite and onto the native blockchain, which is very, very important to do, because now it's my coins, right? Not your coin, or not your keys, not your coins. When your coins are on Vite, they're Vite's keys, and you're basically getting an IOU token. So you ultimately want to get them on the Pool Boys GUI wallet, or which you want to do anyway, right? And then now we have this Stack wallet, which is created by a guy named Diego, who created the Cake wallet for Monero. So he has been working on this Stack wallet for the last, year and a quarter. And he just released it to the wild, and I'm telling you, it is awesome. So I wanted to show you that, and I'm going to tell everybody that Klaus Schwab is a prophet. He says you will own nothing and be happy. Can you do me a favor and pull up the image that's right above in our chat that says nothing, Ab?
Okay, I will.
So I got my coins off of Vite onto my GUI wallet, so it's on the native blockchain, the Epic blockchain. And then what you do is you download the Stack wallet to your iPhone, and then you restore the seeds to your GUI wallet. So then what it does is it basically just mirrors your GUI wallet, and you can name it. So I named my wallet on the Stack wallet nothing.
Okay.
So I'm not showing you my balance down there, but I own nothing and I'm happy.
Right. Stack Wallet's on Android as well. I just installed it and it says it's in development. So
it is in development, but everything works great. But if you find any bugs out there, anyone,
so what you're saying is you're adding your GUI desktop wallet to Stack, so it's just a copy of it.
So here's how it works. So when you get the GUI wallet on your computer, which if you need help with that, anybody, go to t.me/Epic Cash Help Desk, and they'll help you. They'll give you the guide and everything to be able to do it. It's real easy peasy. The guide is great. And so then once you ultimately download that GUI wallet, then you do a cross-chain withdrawal from Vite to your GUI wallet. And then now that gets your coins on the Epic Cash blockchain. So the GUI wallet is just like, imagine the way I think about it is, my bank balances, right? If I'm on my computer, I can log into my checking, savings, etc., do my online bill pay, right? I can do that from my computer. So that's your GUI wallet. So is your money from the bank on your computer as you're typing away and paying bills? Of course not. You're just getting vision into the bank, your balances at the bank, right? Well, the Stack wallet, what it does when you put that on your phone, it's like you can also download your Bank of America app on your phone. So you're still seeing everything that you're seeing from your desktop, but you're seeing them. It's just two different ways of seeing the same information at the bank. So the GUI wallet and the Stack wallet is just two different ways of being able to see your Epic on your blockchain. And the seed words are like your password that you would have to enter in to get into your bank on your computer. You know, you have to enter in your password, or from your phone, you have to enter in your password, and that gives you the access. So your seed words are the most important thing that you could ever secure when you are getting into crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. And if you don't have your seed words, like if something happens and let's say that your computer and your phone all got burned up in a fire at the same time. Well, if you had taken your 24 seed words and you had engraved them and several times and put them in different places, all you have to do to be able to access is to be able to recreate your wallet using those seed words, and boom, all of your special sacred Epic, is restored. But if you lose those and you lose your access, then you're in trouble. Keep in mind, when you're in crypto, you are your own customer service department. So it is way better to be really, really safe. And t.me/Epic Cash. Come in there. It's a great community, and we can send you to our security area where there's a wonderful group of people in there that teach us how to be secure with our crypto. So I wanted to, I don't even think you got my joke. Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, first of all, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm looking at, but you're saying you created a wallet on your phone that mirrors the wallet on your desktop, and you called it Nothing.
Yes.
So when Klaus Schwab comes looking, he'll find nothing that he can have access to.
Yeah.
I'm getting it now.
I can with good conscience say I own nothing, and I'm very, very happy.
You own nothing. Yes. You own the word nothing. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget.
Speaking of, what Klaus Schwab also wants us to do, can you pull up the CNN video there? This is our future, everyone. If Klaus Schwab gets his way, I want you to just kind of, you hear the narrative out there, right, about eating crickets and insects. Well, let's look at a cockroach farm in China. Take a look at that. Do you see?
Yeah, I have to save it. I didn't realize we're going to play a lot of videos. So let me just save that one.
Just 2 videos. Just 2.
Okay. We're going to play it. No problem.
We'll nail it.
Maybe put down your fork, because Wang Fumin has a surprise for you. Welcome to the roach farm. That's right, cockroaches.
So inside here is where they breed the cockroaches. You can just hear them in here, and they stink of ammonia. And Wang says that in these rooms, there are nearly 1 million cockroaches. And it is literally the stuff of nightmares.
I feel close to them, Wang tells me. Just smell that unique smell they have.
Ooh, you can smell it, huh?
Unbelievably, this crop of American cockroaches brings in serious cash for Wang. He's the roach kingpin in a growing market in China.
This is the motherlode in this one giant packet of roaches. Wang says there's around 1/2 ton of these critters, and they could all be ordered by Chinese pharmaceutical companies. It's almost 6 feet tall.
Wang says pharmaceutical companies are lining up to buy his stash. They peddle crushed roach pills in China as a catch-all cure for stomach, liver, and heart ailments. And it's not just business for Wang. Since the age of 7, he's been admiring and eating cockroaches. And that one's just an appetizer. Because Wang prefers his roaches fried in peanut oil.
I have to say they look worse than when they
And all peanut oil. Is that a seed oil? Because that's also super toxic.
went in.
Isn't it amazing how they're socializing, eating insects?
Quite caught on yet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right,
Now I know lots of cultures eat other food, and it's in Asia. I don't know what the history of eating bugs is. But maybe perhaps it's just because that's all you could afford, or the average forager could find in the area. But in this modern age, I don't think there's any real need to do that. I know why they want us to do it.
do you see do you see the cartoon that I sent about the TV told me? Can you pull that up? Because that's kind of appropriate right
Kevin
now.
J. Johnson. I'll find it for you. The Kevin J. Johnson show, even though it's off the air now,
Yeah.
they did a show on the Bugz, and there's a possibility that these things are toxic because of whatever they harbor in their body. He said they harbor parasites. I'm not.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I reported on that at one point in time that that you can't heat them to a level that does not destroy the protein that will kill the parasites. So the TV
Right.
told me that if I eat bugs and pay more money to the government, the weather will be gooder. I just love that. Folks, every week I'm going to have a few memes to be able to share. Let's just go through some of the memes. I just have 4 this week, but I'm going to keep my eye out for you guys because this is going to be kind of like, an entertainment show when we get together. Crypto.
We got to find a fast way to do this because it's a little tricky to get them off.
Next time, I'll send them in advance. You'll download them. You'll have them at the ready.
And what we're going to do is you're going to number them. Instead of making me look for them,
there you
you're
go.
gonna say number 5, please, sir.
Perfect. And that'll be gooder. That'll be really gooder. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what Twee's going to do there.
That's what we'll do.
One.
All right. You feel like shit because the food is fake, the water is toxic, the prescription aren't working, the sleep is poor, the liver is angry, the sun is blocked, the exercise ignored, the parasites are active, the energy is stagnant, the news is on. I think that just kind of sums it up. Let's go to another one. Let's go to another meme for all of you out there who
what do you want next?
Whatever you want to put up. Maybe, astronaut. For the folks that believe that we went to the moon.
Does anyone still believe that?
I think there are still people who believe that, as crazy as that is. I want to be an astronaut, but you can't swim.
For the heart of thinking, what does that mean?
So that means that the video that NASA tries to pull off of astronauts fixing things and
being in space on the space station,
being in space outside, fixing things. You can see air bubbles, so it's basically all filmed underwater,
right? Because that's the best way to simulate weightlessness, which is what they say is space. And we have to remember, space was invented by Walt Disney Corporation in the 30s. They're the ones that instructed the first astronauts what space was. So they're basically living in a comic in live action role playing. Right.
So for those who still may believe that we actually went to the moon, Ab, can you just throw out, just because you are the fakeologist, you study fakery.
I do.
You know what? Before answering that, can you give us a little tour? Maybe take the folks that are of my tribe, the Epic Cash awesome community. Show us where they can find you. Maybe let's go to Fakeotube.com. Well, no, okay. So
I want to start at Fakeologist because this is the homepage. This is the gateway. If you just remember one word, fakeologist.com, this is where you start, and this is where you go as your root directory or your beginning place to click everything. So every place you want to go on my website is here. We got a
Awesome.
blog, we got forums where you can chat in a sensible way with threads, topics.
Yep.
I have live streams. I have my past podcasts, which are numerable, about 2,000 audios. And then this is the thing that I've been spending much time on, thanks to the sponsorship of Epic Cash,
Mm-hmm.
FakeoTube, because it seems like the world loves video.
Yeah.
And as much as I like the written word, and you can learn quite a bit, and as much as I like podcasts because you don't have to watch the screen, you can walk and talk and cut the
Yep.
lawn and do all kinds of things and drive.
Yep.
People are so attracted to moving pictures that we have FakeoTube. Now, FakeoTube is a big venture because video is computer intensive, so it costs money, where audio typically really doesn't cost anything. But video serving is
Time
expensive.
out. Let me interrupt you. Why not YouTube? Why Fakeotube? And what's the difference between YouTube and Fakeotube?
Well, the main thing is I can't keep up, and other truthers can't keep up with putting a YouTube video up and having it taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you load a video, it takes time. And it also doesn't always work. You know the frustrations as a producer. It's
Yep.
not always easy. And
No.
if someone is taking things down as quickly as you're putting them up, you might think, boy, I think I'm wasting my time. And since we only have a finite time left on this universe, we have to really put our time, make it very productive. So that's the main reason. I have about 5
And,
YouTube
and
channels.
let's rewind a little bit. You and I had a show on YouTube where we were doing our thing before when all of this pandemic started. And we ended up getting canceled and censored and everything. And that was a point in time to where, you were playing around with this FakeoTube thing and are like, I don't want people to go to my YouTube and have holes in it to where they've deleted channels. And so
Right.
you took the bull by the horns and you're like, you know what? Screw that.
Right.
I'm going to be my own YouTube, and God bless it. And so take it from there on what.
Yeah, so there's lots of software out there that can simulate YouTube. It's not all easy to use. It's not all fully developed. It's all over the place. So it's difficult to find a really good simulation of YouTube. I think I found a pretty good simulation. There is nothing in software or in this world, as we know, as is happening now, that is foolproof to stay online, because the powers that should not be, the DBB droid Babylonian bastards, as you call them, they have every trick that they're trying. So FakeoTube is a pretty good piece of software. The developer is very responsive, but that doesn't mean I'm still not. We're not 100% safe, because I don't think anything in this world at this point in time in the war is 100% safe. So as far as I know, it's the best that I can do right now for the cost, because there's a cost.
Yeah, let me share with everyone. Ab is the best curator of non-MSM news out there, and so
I'm trying. I don't know if I'm the best.
And shout out to Mother Trucker. You drive for a living, and you are always listening out there. You have your go-tos, and when you find something that interests you, that you think is important, that might be deleted elsewhere, then you upload it to.
That's right.
Yes.
I put it on my blog. I put it on FakeoTube. And I don't want to put things and put energy on my blog, and then you go there a week later and it's gone because someone's deemed it inappropriate. Because, like you said, my blog will look like Swiss cheese, and it'll be frustrating. So I try and put the stuff where I find it on Twitter or other video sites that may or may not be there. We don't know. Or I'll take it off Facebook, because it may or may not be there tomorrow or next week or next month. There's no timeline for censorship.
So FakeoTube is a veritable repository of
my favorite stuff,
of your favorite stuff, and videos that have surely been censored elsewhere. Absolutely censored.
Well, I think they are of the potential, or I just want them to bring them to my site where I know they're going to work. Don't forget, when somebody puts a video up, they themselves could delete it if it's not censored or decide to change it or move it. So I really want to bring everything into a central place. Today, I'd like to announce that I have mirrored the site in Europe and I believe Australia. So we're in the process of taking these video files. So they're going to be in Australia. So if you're in Australia, you won't have to travel through the internet, the World Wide Web to North America. So it may improve your speed.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so we've done caching in the different continental areas, and now not only is there a cache, but there's the original source file. I think that's how it works. So we're mirrored, so it should be much faster and more responsive. And I know people have no patience, so if they click a video and nothing happens, they're gone. So
Yeah.
hopefully things will start right away, and that should take probably a couple days to propagate around the world. So we have, I think, 3 different sources of the videos. I think that's how it works. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
Perfectly. So
Donna, the mother trucker, just gave us a thumbs up. So I'm sure she's either driving or she's pulled over somewhere getting a little needed rest. But Donna, the mother trucker is.
Yeah, truckers listen to a lot of audio, so they really soak in a lot of info.
Yeah.
So that's FakeoTube. I mean, eventually we're gonna hopefully get Uncle Vigilante. He can stream his show over here. It's a little different, and you need a little bit of proficiency to get it going on multiple sites. But eventually, now I think I have unlimited storage. Not quite sure how that's billed, but therefore I think Uncle Vigilante can probably start putting a few more things on his channel and even streaming to it.
That would be cool. So we'll figure that out. I just got to connect it through Zoom, but I know through Zoom we were able to do it with Restreamio.
And I think Restream is starting to figure out how to interface with Zoom. So there may be some nice new connections. You maybe I don't know because I'm not a Zoomer.
Yeah.
But you may be able to investigate. I can't tell you for sure, but everything is changing all the time, and Restream is pretty aggressive.
Hey, Ab, somebody asked if you have a TipBot account.
Yet another account. I have no idea what TipBot is. Can you explain?
It's so damn cool. So if you're if you're in the Epic Cache community, go to t.me/Epic Cache and just put in TipBot or and then the bot in there will give you the information you need. But if you sign up for a TipBot account, basically linking it to your Vite account, then I can go in there. So Nicholas just asked if you have a TipBot account. So what Nicholas would probably do, he would say tip at Fakeologist 5, enter, and then boom, it shows in the chat that you've just been tipped 5 Epic. It's so cool. This is going to revolutionize freaking.
I love it.
This was created by one of our community members, tech guys, amazing, Black Tiger, and this tip bot can absolutely revolutionize how.
Tell me, I found it in the cache thing. So what do I do? Can you really be quick on that, or can you give me a quick? I could probably do it pretty quickly if you could explain it.
Mother truckers, she can help people in there, so maybe she can say something in the chat on.
I see TipBot it's a Telegram bot. I think it's also in Discord according to this presearch.com search I just used here. It looks like you use TipBot for Twitter and all kinds of places.
Okay. Well, they probably name it the same thing, but this is the Epic tip bot. So you would find it in t.me/Epic.
But it's the tip bot for Telegram, though. Like the bot doesn't stand on its own; it has to live. A bot is a program that runs within on a platform. So Telegram has a tip bot that's connected to Epic Cache, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. All I know is that it's awesome, and Our
Okay.
community is a very giving community, and
So in other words, if I was set up properly, he could
you
do
you
that tip
give
bot
them
command
your
in
hand.
the Telegram or in
Yeah,
the Epic Telegram.
yeah. You just give them your handle in Telegram. Why don't you give your handle in Telegram right now? Yeah.
What should be Fakeologist or Tim G. I'm not sure how it shows actually.
It shows I am a fakeologist. I'm a
Yeah.
fakeologist. That's your
I'll
username.
just type in the word tip bot and in the Epic Cash help desk, and I don't see. I just put the word tip bot,
Yep.
and someone can see who I am. I guess when they look at whatever it shows
Did,
on their screen.
did anything pop up in there on like how do I install a tip bot?
Well, I just did a search for tip bot in the help desk community. It brought up quite a few things, so I'm not
Okay.
sure I can just do it while I'm talking.
All
But
right.
yeah, so
But
it's yet another thing. But I can show you on my fakeologist.com/donate page. We do have a
you're there you go.
QR code.
Take a look at that.
Is that the
Everybody,
same thing?
if
Similar?
you
Is that easy?
if it's that easy, everyone watching this, if you like what Ab does and you want to support the fact that he is curating content that you'll never see on mainstream news and give you one central location, Fakeotube.com, to be able to go and just peruse and see what's
Yeah.
going on out there, then why don't you go into your Vite wallet, go into your Epic 002, go into your send, and then where you see the little hash in the address area, you click on that, and then it'll say the third one down will say QR code, and you just click that, hold it up, and it'll actually capture that QR code and auto populate Ab's receive address. It's really cool, and so until let's see, tap. Donna said tap on at Epic Tip Bot and follow the instructions, Ab. Can you do that?
Okay. Tap on at Epic Tip Bot in the Epic Cash help desk.
Yeah, probably.
At Epic Tip Bot.
Enter.
And I see. That just says, so what you do is you type at Epic Tip Bot, the tip, and then the username, and then the amount. So I need to know how to
set yours up, how to connect.
Well, yeah, I need an account, I guess is the question. So I
It
need
only
to do
takes
a
a
little more than that.
It only takes a few minutes, Mother Trucker says. So
everything is fast when you know how to do it, but like I said, I don't. I'll have to work on that.
you'll work on it next
So that's
Tuesday.
something for the Telegrammers to, if they want to send a tip as well, and it's through the Vite wallet.
Absolutely. Yep. So if you
Max Freeman is obviously listening. He just sent some help, and there you go. So let's see. He's got me going, so I can start going.
go, baby, go. Let's show everyone how easy
Okay.
this is.
Do you want me to show? Well, do you want me to show my screen? I don't know if I can show that. Let's see. Let's take a peek. You can see what I'm doing. I'll try not to type in anything private. Unless
Okay.
you want to steal my tips.
You don't want that. You'll get to a point, and if you have to, if it's asking for anything personal or whatever, then stop sharing.
Oh, I see. It says you will receive a one-time link with your wallet's seed phrase. So I guess I cannot show that.
Okay. Don't do that.
Okay, and then you take. Okay, all right. So it looks like we need to set up some seeds. So I can't really proceed.
No. Yep. So this will be for next week. This will be
anyone could do that, I guess.
But this will be your homework. So next week we'll get everyone on. We'll see if we can get you a little love, Ab. You know,
I appreciate that. But this is also an easy. So that's a way to type it in. But this is also easy. You told us last week. You just point your phone to this, and away you go. That's pretty damn easy, isn't
it? It's very easy. But once you get set up with your Epic Tip Bot, it's easier for someone just to simply go into Telegram and say tip at I'm a Fakeologist 10. Boom. There you go.
Okay with that. All right. So you still recommend using Vite, even though we've got the Stack Wallet thing going on?
Well, what I recommend is that you keep the majority of your bag, let's just say.
Mhm.
So let's say you had 1,000 coins. You know, I would put 80% of that on the
Mhm.
GUI wallet, the GUI
Right.
4.0, so that you are actually on the layer one Epic Cash block.
Right.
It's
Oh,
it's not a token, but I would then keep like 20% or 10%, depending upon how big your bag is, on your Vite wallet, so that you can do things like uh, send tips or support something. I have, you can have 10 wallets within Vite, and I have a wallet that is my community support wallet, and so I have dedicated part of um, my Epic, just like anything. If you want your business to grow, you need to invest in it. So I have a certain percentage. It's kind of like thinking of it as a tithe that is in my Epic community wallet. And so I try to be very supportive, as many other people are. It's just a great community. But then that would be the wallet that you would connect your receive address to, or your tip bot to, and you're in business. At I'm a Fakeologist. Boom.
do you have a tip bot account?
I do.
Okay.
You can
So we could tip you as well.
you,
What's your name on there if anyone wants to send you a tip?
uh Uncle, or I'm the Uncle Vigilante, I think. It's a good question.
Does that mean that there's an Uncle Vigilante that stole your name?
uh so it's at the Uncle Vigilante.
Okay. So if anyone wants to send you some moolah, you can. I have a question. It says
I've,
here, Epic Souls
I've,
wants to
I've
ask
got a
you
grand,
something.
I've gotten a grand total of 15 Epic in my whole YouTube career.
Where did they get sent to though? How did they do that? What did they do?
It's like I showed my what you just showed, where people can screen capture it.
All right.
Uh,
So you just
I, I, sh-
put
I
your
showed
QR code and
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
charged you?
I showed the QR code on one of my shows, and I think I got 3 different deposits of
Oh,
5.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And it
So,
looks like Epic is on sale today, like a lot of other coins.
yeah, well, do me a favor. Can you please open? I want
What-
you to do this.
I will.
Open up the Twitter that says, goodness gracious, I'm locked out of my phone. What the heck? It's not even letting me. There we go.
But thanks, Max Freeman, for pointing me in the right direction. I'll do that. Man, it seems like every day I'm installing something new. I don't know how the average non-computer person can keep up with this technology whirlwind that
Oh,
they are.
quick. I have to tell you a quick tech thing for old
Mhm.
people, right?
Yeah.
So my dad moved to this brand new facility, right? It's like the premium for elder care, people who are suffering from dementia. This is like, it just opened. And so he has this phone that's this big ass white phone that has the numbers. Imagine the numbers being about, an inch
Big number.
big.
Yeah.
But each one of them is programmed. So you can either you can push a button or move a button over to where it'll behave like a phone, where you can go 1-203-912, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or you can put it to where it's
Speed
programmable.
dial. Yeah.
It's speed dial. So each number has one of, like, I think number 6 on the phone, and there's 6 kids in our family. So I'm 6, and my brother Tom is 4, and such. Anyway, Dad was really good at being able to use that. So we would call him, and it was just it's not a cell phone, it's a landline. And so when he moved into this new facility is so advanced, they didn't have phone jacks installed in the rooms. So his phone was just a paperweight. And so, but he cannot manage a cell phone. He just can't. He that's long gone, right?
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
we researched and we're like, holy cow, you know, let's find a phone out there that might be simpler. And we found one that was supposedly to be for an Alzheimer patient, to
Yeah.
where basically the screen just has pictures of like the kids. Okay, dude, we ordered it. I had it sent to me. It arrived at my hotel, and I'm like, while I'm in town, I'm tech savvy. I'll set this sucker up. I got it, and I'm sitting here looking at it, and it is like a sleek iPhone, and the plug to, you know, like you would charge any phone, is at the bottom, and it was so small. And all I did was took one look at this thing. I didn't even turn it on. I'm like, are you shitting me? My dad, first of all, he's going to drop this. He's going to leave it somewhere. I'm not even going to screw with playing with this. So I found that they have wireless phone jacks. So I was able to get one of those, which was really cool. So for like it was like $125, I got this wireless phone jack that behaves like a wireless phone, and then it's $19.99 a month for unlimited long distance service in and out. Well, obviously in is free. But so that's the solution. Now I can plug Dad's phone in it and he can now use. But he went for like 2 weeks without being able to speak to anyone. You know, he couldn't get phone calls in. He couldn't call
Wow.
out. And that
So
was
they
really,
deliberately designed the place for cell phones. They were not
yeah,
intending to have anyone using an old-fashioned phone. Isn't that crazy?
it's
That's
crazy. And they realize that is a mistake now, because it's one of those duh, you know. But pull up if you
well,
don't.
in 20 years they might be fine, but right now it's a
Yeah,
mistake. 20
it's
years I can see, but you know, like you said, with arthritic fingers, using a
right.
small touch screen where you maybe can't even unbend your finger to use your fingertips. You can't use your knuckles with a smartphone. So yeah,
No.
you're right. It's a total oversight.
Well, and
Oh
then
boy.
it's just, you know, when people have dementia, little things trigger them. It's like if they can't find something, right? So I can just imagine my dad just leaving the phone out when he goes down to eat breakfast or something, and then just the rest of the day being obsessed about it. So bad idea for the mobile phone, but there was a solution. So anyone out there, you know, what I learned is there are wireless phone jacks, which is
A
pretty cool.
wireless. So what does it connect to though? What is the jack actually connecting to? Has it got a SIM
No,
in it?
it's like a wireless phone.
I know, but what's it connect to though? It has to have some network it connects to. Does
Yeah,
it
it
have
connects to wireless service. So
so it has
that's
so it has a SIM in it. So you have
yeah,
to buy
yeah.
okay.
So you basically buy the device that has two antennas, one on each side, and it
Right.
sits on, and it has a phone jack, two phone jacks on the
Right,
back
so it's
of it.
connected to the AT&T or Verizon or
Yeah,
somebody.
exactly. You got it.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that seems like an interesting
it's pretty
but
awesome. Go to the. I sent you at this point. It's all math in the notes.
yeah. Do you wanna answer a quick question when I find it? Epic Soul says, "Ask Uncle Vigilante about his JLB interview and what he said about Jeranism and others." I didn't listen to that, so I don't know what he's talking about. Do you
Um,
know
yeah, yeah. So it was a great interview with JLB.
is
Uh,
it all free or do you have to pay for half of it?
the first hour is free. I think the uh, Jeranism and Weiss information was on the the back half behind the door.
Oh, Weiss was on there?
No, 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 no. John was just talking about those guys, and he doesn't really like them, and so he was pretty aggressive about that. And I love both Weiss and Jaron, so I didn't say much.
You got Jaron on the Epic Cash wagon yet? Because he's
Yeah,
a big crypto guy.
yeah, he's absolutely wise. Yeah, we have SGT report.
Okay. Is that their go-to crypto, or are they just putting it in their portfolio?
SGT report did not when he did the interview with Max, or he had Max on, he did not accept any Epic Cash. He went out and he shared that he spent $3,500 on Epic Cash, and he feels really good about that investment. So, but if you could take a look at this, and can you just read that, because I can't from mine, but why don't you read what Max wrote?
He says if you had $1,000 worth of R, which is pirate coin, a year ago, today you have 100. That sounds like me.
Yeah.
I think I'm out of R now. If you had 1K worth of Epic, you would have 1,700, 17 times more. Is your YouTuber or newsletter keeping you poor? Why? And I guess that's a bit of a shot at
you would just comment, it looks like Epic is on sale. But when you take a look relative to the entire market, bro, we're up year over year still. So it's like when you take a look at the blood, I mean, if you were still just all in R, I mean, you'd want to jump off the pirate ship and head first into a great white. You know, it's Michael
Saylor is saying Bitcoin is a miracle happening right before our eyes.
Oh, go to the I sent you a Sailor thing. Go to the Sailor Twitter.
That's just coming up under more tweets right now. Just so you know.
Go to this. So Michael Saylor, he's a convicted pump and dump scammer with 2.6 million followers. He's now being prosecuted for tax fraud. So he already resigned as CEO for MicroStrategy, and this dude just bet the farm on BTC, and he's in a lot of trouble. MicroStrategy's in a lot of trouble, but so he is being sued. What does that say there? Just in Washington D.C. Can you read that?
This is from what time? I guess right now, today, Washington D.C. So the city is suing him. Is suing MicroStrategy founder and executive chairman Saylor for allegedly not paying income taxes in the district. In the more than 10 years he's lived here. So you have to pay income tax if you live in Washington, D.C., I guess. Because there's some states, and I guess there's the one district where you don't have to pay income tax. I guess that's state or district income tax. I guess that's what they're referring to.
Right. I remember, I mean, I the company I work for is based out of Manhattan.
Yeah.
So I pay New York City.
Really?
Tax, yeah.
But I thought it's where you reside.
It is, but it's complicated.
So if you get paid from another state, they want their piece of the action just to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone wants their piece. Okay, so I guess,
or I should say, I used to, and then we switched to a payment. The folks that handle payroll, that they have that they're based in one of their
wherever they're salary. So it's a tax avoidance.
Is in Florida, and
tax avoidance method. I guess everyone finds a way around.
So for years and years and years, I was paying New York sales tax. I mean, income tax,
right?
And then city income tax. That's another one.
Right.
So when they changed the payment provider, it was like a 15% raise for me. It was awesome.
I didn't know they had city income tax in the U.S. We're told that Canadians are overtaxed compared to other places. We don't have city income taxes, so that's a real eye opener.
Oh man, I tell you what, we have so many hidden taxes. Next week I'll send you something that we can review. The last thing, if you pull up the Executive Order 14067, this is really important for people to be aware of. It's an executive order recently signed by Biden. People should go read that.
Wow.
This is basically this is basically telling us what they're going to do with these central bank digital currencies. And when you read through it, it all sounds like yippee skippy. And you know how like what is the act there they passed the inflation. You know how they
Reduction Act that they're going to pour millions of dollars into the trillions of dollars in the economy to stop inflation. That, of course, the original last 2 years has been caused by flooding the market with trillions of dollars.
Exactly. So this
And that,
executive order, when you read it, it
yeah.
sounds like they are just out for the people and they're out to be able to make sure that we don't get screwed and that this
Can
is
I
going to make us
can
all
I
more.
play this 47-second
Yeah,
clip
please.
from the 70s? Have you heard this?
Love Milton Friedman.
Inflation is made in Washington because only Washington can create money. And any other attribution to other groups of inflation is wrong. Consumers don't produce it. Producers don't produce it. The trade unions don't produce it. Foreign sheiks don't produce it. Oil imports don't produce it. What produces it is too much government spending and too much government creation of money and nothing else. Too much government spending and too much government creation of money.
I don't get it.
And that, of course, is from one of my favorite YouTube channels that I actually subscribe to with a little tip bot through YouTube. So I guess they steal half of it. And that is John Talks. If you're not subscribed to John Talks, you should be. That guy is a video clip guy. All his videos are around 30 seconds. So I think everyone has the time for it. Just really, really good. That's where I get my news.
John,
He literally clips the day's news. John Talks.
well, what's Tox? I mean, is it TOX?
BALKS. John Talks is in blah blah blah.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like he does. Does he have anything for today? The last thing is 23 seconds ago. His favorite topic is the dementia person in chief.
Dimension.
As you can see here. It's really embarrassing. Plus, he's really picked up on the new diversity hire, the press secretary. I kind of miss Firecrotch there. But so he goes after her. He's got some True Dope. He's got a lot of Kamala. And yeah, some
How many
Fauci.
subscribers does he have?
364,000.
Oh, that's amazing.
He should have millions. He's really good. And he's quite prolific. 3 or 4 videos a day, John Talks. I just took that from John Talks because that one is a real good one. There's just no other explanation for inflation. It's just adding money to the already infinite pool, chasing the same finite goods and services. It's pretty damn simple.
Yeah, right.
So anyway.
So CBDC's coming to United States
Everywhere.
pick your pocket soon. So if you read that executive order and it doesn't concern you about what's going to happen to cash, how it's going to disappear, and they're talking about December. I don't think there's a way in hell that they can get this thing implemented by then. But
wow, December. This executive order is from March 9th of this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It seems like we're into some more because they're really wrenching society right now. They're using the softening of the coronavirus hoax. It's been 2.5 years. To me, the spell is going to wear off probably instantly soon. So I think their time is running out because they really want to punch so many really dramatic things through. And I'm not against change. Let me just tell you, I love change when it's for the good, but the fact that they're using this poison to kill people at the same time is really soured any ideas that they have put forward, because I thought, well, if we're dealing with people that are willing to kill people or
Mhm.
maim and injure them, I really don't care how great their ideas are.
Right.
Because we're talking about a very interesting and a very new currency, Epic Cash. But
Mhm.
you can't just force people and say, listen, if you don't turn over your US dollars and all your assets in Epic Cash by the end of the year, you're just going to be out of luck.
That's
That's not a good thing. That's
yeah.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you tie it in with, "Oh, by the way, we're injecting you with poison to soften your brain and your mind and everything up." I think it's horrible.
Yeah. Did you
So I
see
just
Chris Sky
Mm,
came out with a new video today to where he reported on a junior hockey player, 19
mm,
years old,
right.
uh,
Yep.
who who just died on the ice right in front of
Yeah,
him.
there's so many stories like that, and we've got, our Facebook group, because on Thursdays, we're doing As Long As We Can with Tiago. We're not doing our round table right now. We put it on hold for a minute because we're doing Died Suddenly, and his Died Suddenly group, I'm
Oh,
not sure if
wow.
you know this, has got, let's just do a quick check now. It has over 100,000
Jeez.
users, and when we talked 2 weeks ago, it was in the tens of thousands. So now it's over 100. He thought at 10,000. Oh, now it's at 110. So it's exponential right now. He figured when it got to
That's
10, he would be banned.
That's amazing. Well, tell us about this group. Where
So, well, what Tiago administers it. Tiago thinks he has the key to keeping it going. He thinks he knows how to get around the Facebook censors, deleters. I don't really know if there's really a logical way around these guys because they're very illogical. So,
yeah.
but Tiago takes posts that he is sure will not get censored, and he puts them up himself. He won't let anyone post. You can't say certain
Yep.
words. And that's why last week's show he had to delete it because we had a couple caller inners that said some bad words, and he did not want to risk losing the
Mm,
group.
good.
And I said, "That's fine, that's fine." But we got good feedback on last week's show. It was a call-in show. We had a couple callers. But so he's administering this group, and it's talking about died suddenly. So that is pretty much one of the top searches. And I just got an email a couple hours ago saying if you use the hashtag died suddenly on Facebook, it will be banned. They have banned hashtags apparently on Facebook. Again, it's their platform, it's their internet, so it's their rules. So
Mm,
I don't know how this group is surviving
that's
on
amazing.
Facebook. But he's been trying, and he's been thinking about getting a lot of these 110,000 now people over to another platform, and we know all the challenges you have doing
Yeah,
that. People are addicted like crack to Facebook.
totally.
No, it's not a great interface, but he's been trying to figure out how to just leverage it so when this thing does get evaporated or
Yeah.
liquidated, he'll he'll be able to keep
Has,
going.
has he sent out a message to have everybody sign up to a newsletter and just do that just because then if they do, if it ever gets censored, then he can send.
Yeah, he has all these ideas. I think he was trying to do Patreon, but I told him Patreon is not really the safest place
Oh,
either. So I know he's been talking a bit to our friend Velased, and he talks to me, and I told him, listen,
I'm taking a page out of you know uh, Tim's book. You know the Tim I'm talking about.
Tim
Gosh,
Osmond,
Tim Osmond
IPS.
is he? He literally launches a YouTube channel that gets banned the second they're like, oh, that's Tim again. But
Yeah,
he really leaned on his newsletter, and people signed up for it really just to be able to keep track of where he's going to whack a mole up next. And I think that would be the easiest thing to do. And you could talk about that. You could say, here's why. I mean, it's great. We have this community of 110,000 people that could evaporate tomorrow because somebody just says the wrong thing at the wrong time that hits somebody else a sensor wrong. And then poof, this incredible community is gone. So please sign up to the newsletter. It's really, really there to be able to just let you know where we're going to be if that ever happens.
And that's why I have my own platform, Fakeologist.com and Fakeotube.com.
Yeah.
You can sign up on Fakeotube. You can sign up on Fakeologist. There's actually separate places on the internet. So if one gets whacked somehow, some way, the other one should still be going, etc. But you can log in, get your email on there, get a password that only you can touch, and I have no access to, of course, and just get emails and notifications. So hopefully,
Don't you, as part of the sign-in process, ask if people have crypto and what their seed words are?
no, I would never do anything like that. But we have our own platform here. The only challenge is you have to find it. And we made the words pretty easy to spell and pretty easy to get to. And I am on Facebook just because you have to be, just to get your foot in there. I'm not on YouTube right now because I put all my energy into making sure Fakeotube works and Fakeologist works. I don't want to spend 20 minutes starting a new YouTube account.
Good.
So that's where we are, and so that's where we will always be. Uncle Vigilante, of course, is also on Fakeotube. He has his own channel. He's one of the few people that can upload to Fakeotube because it's a very private server. And eventually he can stream his shows simultaneously to Fakeotube. I'm not saying get off YouTube, but if he can be simultaneous.
I'll try to figure that out.
Yeah, he'll be simultaneous. So if you don't find one, you'll find the other. You'll never lose them. And that's the whole point. Because if you accidentally say the wrong word on your YouTube channel,
right,
because you have a foot in both communities, then you don't want to have to deal with all the fallout. But for some reason, like I said, Died Suddenly is still going, and there are a million stories about people that die of unknown causes or died suddenly. People put their personal stories up. That's what I'm scrolling through right now, and it's crazy. The number of things that are happening to people.
It's amazing, but then cognitive dissonance kicks in, right?
But how can it keep kicking in? If this was the second week of this, okay, but guys, we're coming up to year 3.
Okay,
what has to be done to convince people? Look at these injuries, and I mean, this is gross stuff.
Well, Ab, what I want to do, because I sent this to, I just sent it to you. I want to leave on a not
positive note,
not positive note, but this is one of those to where what you're going to see, and I sent this to my wife and daughter today, and I basically said, this is why we held firm. And
I've seen this before. I didn't watch it, but I saw the face, so I'll play it. But this is the Died Suddenly group, by the way. It's a private group on Facebook, so you have to be approved by Tiago. He's the one that approves it. Just letting you guys know.
I'm just so freaking.
Okay, hold on a sec. We'll play this in a sec. I just had to click it to make sure it loaded.
And I'm sharing this because look, here's the thing. You know, if people like you know this, Ab, I have been very vocal about maintaining my body, my choice. I'm not getting this, right? And my bullshit meter started just going off the charts early. You and I had a show. We were talking about all of this and stuff. But now it's like people whom I love, you know, have had have gotten the I don't want to even say, because you know I don't know if they're still censoring over that, but you know what I'm saying.
We're not censoring on Fakeotube, but we're simulcasting. So
but
and I hate doing that, by the way. That's why we have Fakeotube. I hate not saying the word. Why can't we say this is stupid?
Yeah, it is stupid. But you know, there's a lot of people in our own operating realities whom we love, who have gone down this path, and it breaks my heart. And I hope that saline was in most of these things.
Right.
But here is some the post. All you're going to see is a video, but she had just gotten her third, and Okay, go ahead.
I'm just so freaking fucking fed up. I don't want to be that person that fucking cries on this app, but god fucking damn it. Really? Like, I feel like my whole life's been stripped from me. This is so freaking painful.
That's gross.
Yeah, I'm that person that cries on this app, but it's not about a boy. It's about my freaking life. Anyone else? Anyone else notice this? Like, I was literally just following doctor's orders, following the government mandates, and now this is my life. Am I allowed to?
Well, it's pretty gross. What app was that on? Where was she on? TikTok or Instagram or?
I found it in Telegram. Somebody had posted it.
Oh, okay. So she's at Cynthia, whoever she is. See, I'm still the fakeologist, so I'm super suspicious of everyone now and what they're doing. But I have seen some real injuries around me, and now we have this very large died suddenly group at 110,000. I don't think there's 110,000 actors on this group, so something for sure is happening. I know you have personal experience, so you can speak and verify. So I think there's a lot of mixed in, but I think in general, it's definitely hurting people.
Yeah.
I think we put a number 5%. Could be higher in your
But
area. It
At
could be lower.
this point in time, because so many people I love have made an alternative choice than I did.
Right.
But if there's I just pray that those same people just don't fall for it again when they come back and they say that, that it is that this is going to help. I mean, I think people just have to be totally mindless now and have literally no discernment capabilities if after seeing everything that's going on out there, if you still believe your TV, sponsored by Pfizer, by the way, and you still believe that this is going to keep you safe. I mean, my gosh, you don't have to go too far to do some research to understand, the harm. You just showed it, that 110,000 people, there's real harm happening. So take the risk of getting a really bad cold. There used to be a point in time, I think, Ab, it predated, what? We have to go way back, 2019, where people got the cold and flu.
Nobody gets that anymore.
Nobody gets that anymore.
Those stats are almost zero right now.
They're zero. So when you and I were on, who
knew they were counting? Even the counts before, who would check in and get counted with the flu or cold? Not me. I wouldn't call anyone. I wouldn't post anyone. I wouldn't go to my doctor. You had a cold. No one to report into, man.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh man, I recently was so sick. I was so sick that I actually blew a hernia. Right. It's but I hadn't been sick for probably 3 years.
Right. It's a miracle we aren't sick all the time because we are dealing with such high level stress.
Yeah. Tell people how they get sick.
Like literally, you turn your TV on and a hand punches you in the head 60 times a second. You're just getting pounded. When else have you turned on the TV to get this level of intense?
Yeah.
News.
And that's
never.
Yes, but Ab, you've reported on this. You have a really succinct summary of what makes us sick.
Right.
Stress being one of them. Well, they're like 4 things.
Well, the first one, the most obvious, injury. When you fall or someone hits you or you get in a car crash, that's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
We all understand that. The next one is toxicity, which is chemical poisoning, and God knows we're exposed to more chemical poisoning, including electromagnetic poisoning that we're bathing in right now. Like I'm bathing in it, you're bathing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, malnutrition. We don't eat the right foods, the combination of right foods, so we don't have the natural foods that we can break down and have those natural vitamins and proteins interact to create good health. And of course, lack of sleep, that has almost has its own category. So if
Mhm.
you can get those things in top shape, then your body will be in a really great stasis, in equilibrium. And I don't like to say immune system because I don't believe in the immune system.
Mhm.
We have the blood system, we have the lymph system, which is our sewer system. Those are systems. We're not at war with nature. We are just simply either poisoned or not getting nutrition to keep our very complicated chemical soup that's called the human being in good stasis, in good
Mhm.
equilibrium with nature. So we're
And
not
so
at war with
when
anything. We're
we
not
when we
fighting
do
anything.
when we do get sick,
Mhm.
um, I believe that we are just going through a detox, and it usually happens, once a year,
Well,
sometimes.
September is a big month
Yeah,
because not because we're I don't think it's because we are interacting with more people, for instance, business or school. It's simply because the light, at least in the northern hemisphere, is starting to go away, so there's less sunlight. And then we have the huge stress of going back to school or to work into our normal routine. The summer
mhm,
relaxation period is over.
yep,
So we've got
anxiety,
that huge anxiety stress where it's quite unnatural to live this unnatural, rigid life of robotically 8 hours at work or school. And then we have the stress of all the stresses that causes.
right,
And that impacts our sleep. It impacts our nutrition, what we eat, how we eat. And that's probably why September is a big month for people starting to go downhill and then going right into December 21st, the darkest day of the year, when we get only 8 hours or so in most northern climates of
mhm,
sunlight. And all the other things that go with the nasty winter season of dry air, lack of humidity, lack of hydration. There's a million. Alex Zek, I put this on Fakeotube. He said it best. If you I could play that if you want. It's only a minute. If
yeah,
it's not a virus, then what makes you sick? Well, here it is.
So something that I'm asked pretty often by those who don't understand my position on virology is, okay, Alec, if it's not a virus that's making me sick, then what could possibly be making me sick? And my answer is, I don't know, maybe poor nutrition, herbicides and pesticides, stress, mold, perpetual fear, overuse of pharmaceuticals, poor sleep, poor gut health, heavy metals, toxic skin products, EMF exposure, dental procedures, toxic air fresheners, toxic cleaning products, lack of community, overuse of antibiotics, overconsumption of sugar, pasteurized inorganic dairy, fast food, processed foods, refined grains, lack of time in nature, lack of exercise, poor detox pathways, unhealed trauma, vegetable oils, toxic tap water, lack of minerals, soda, overconsumption of alcohol, smoking, poor oral hygiene, chemtrails, shots, and so many other things. The reality is, because we're so myopically focused on this unproven idea of submicroscopic particles that are passed from person to person, we are ignoring all of the many other things that we know are making us sick.
Everything except chemtrails, I believe in, at least where
yeah.
I live. So, yeah, that's a great summary. He said it better than I did.
I think so. No, that was excellent. That was excellent. But I think stress is a big one.
Oh yeah.
My
Oh
my
yeah.
wi- my wife, it's very psychosomatic. She
Mhm.
will get sick after, like, I remember our dog got out, our German Shepherd got out and bit our neighbor,
Oh,
and
okay.
she was
That's a big thing.
so afraid that he was going to be taken away. And nobody, I mean, I'm not going to say nobody, but I will say my wife is such a dog person. I mean, I think if I got hit by a truck, she'd probably shed less tears than if one of our dogs did. um, but, but,
Okay.
but after that day, then the next week, man, sick as a dog. See what I did there? No, she was so sick. So, psychosomatic triggered it. Wasn't She didn't catch something. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
Alex just gave a long list of all the things, but yes, you can make you can think yourself will yourself sick. for sure.
Mhm. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so. And the alternative, you can really push it back too when you think you're starting to feel crappy or whatever. Man, I tell you, I go on my cigar walks and stuff and
Right.
listen to my podcasts, and I do it every day. I don't smoke every day, but I swear that the more vitamin D I get, the better I feel. I mean, I feel really crappy. When I was at my dad's for the week, it's like I came back and I just felt like hungover, just hungover, just ate like crap because nothing in Goodland, Kansas. The only thing you have is a Walmart that shoot away every good thing in Goodland, restaurant or Main Street. And so you just have McDonald's, Arby's, Taco Bell, all of that crap. And so it's like I didn't eat well for that week, and I didn't get any exercise. It was just all inside that old folks home with my dad or at the hotel. And I came back and I went through 3 literal days of, I think, detox. But I was just like, I never get depressed, but I was like so depressed. I know a lot of it had to do with my dad, because I really felt
Well, you
like,
can see yourself too. When you see your dad, you're next in line
yeah,
for
yeah,
the end, and it hurts, and
yeah.
you can see yourself for sure because it's your dad. So you
Right, right, right,
yeah,
right.
super
And
stressful.
yeah, and it's just getting old sucks.
Yeah.
So, but my point is, I really do believe that vitamin D. I mean, like, don't put sunscreen on. Just go for a walk, and get
Mhm.
out there and get as much sun as you can. I walk over my lunch hour.
Yeah.
It's just hot in Florida, and I'm walking without sunscreen in a tank top and in shorts, obviously. And I really, really do think that's part of what keeps me in good health. Again, I've gotten sick one time in 3 years, and it was a doozy. But I will tell you that if I did test, I'm pretty sure it would have come back positive for fluvid.
Well, if you believe it's testing for anything and it's not
And
just a random number generator,
exactly, exactly.
you really have to. And yeah, and what is the test? There's different tests, and I mean, it's really I'll just say it's a random number generator.
It's a
So
random number.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because don't forget, part of the scam is you can be asymptomatically sick, which is a contradiction. It's an oxymoron. It's defies logic. It's nonsense.
I can't remember.
Basically, it's
I came
nonsense.
up with the term asymptom. I'm an asymptomatic.
A means no, yeah,
Exactly.
no symptoms. Of
I'm
course, we
asymptomatic.
call that healthy.
Yeah.
That's what we used to call it, but they have
Oh
made
my
a
gosh.
living
The
playing
other
with
thing,
words.
the other thing that I observed in Goodland, Kansas. It's where I
Yeah,
grew up until I
right.
was 12. Town of like 4,000 people. But
Right.
oh my goodness gracious. And again, my heart goes out to these people because the only place that they can shop is Walmart. And they don't have an organic section in Walmart, in the Goodland Walmart, which boggled my mind. But everyone there is obese. I swear. I mean, I'm talking about like 80% of the people who are walking around were obese. And it's just shit food, man. It it I think the shit food that most people eat um, contributes to sickness more than anything.
There's a lot of toxic poison, and it's really just the logical conclusion to industrial farming, where in order to get the best food or say the highest yield and the prettiest colors, it requires a lot of chemicals, and it also has to make it
Right.
the the field to the table, and there's a lot of transportation involved, and there's a lot of time involved, so there's a lot of preservation required. Otherwise, you're gonna get rotten fruit and vegetables in your Walmart after a week or 2.
That's
So there's
exactly.
a lot. There's just a
Probably why
lot
they
going
don't have an
on.
organic section. You know what? That is why, because it just hit me. It's like I live in Tampa, and I'm literally like 20 minutes away from an Amazon distribution hub.
Sure,
And,
everybody is.
and
Everyone is
no,
now.
not in Goodland. So
Oh,
uh,
okay.
so my dad, his recliner, he's having incontinence problems too, and so part
Okay.
of my mission there was we swapped out the recliner. I got it sent to this guy that could uh, sanitize and clean it and get it all fresh again, and then they brought it back. And so I wanted to order these incontinence covers for recliners. They make those to
Wow,
wear,
there's such a thing. Who
to wear
knew?
yeah, to where if a senior, if they pee,
All right,
and
we get it. We get it. We get it.
I ordered two. Now, when I ordered, because it has my address, it knows where it usually ships my package. When I ordered, it was next day delivery. So this was on a Tuesday. Okay, it was
Right.
next day delivery. But because it's Goodland, Kansas, once I put in the address there, my hotel address there, it actually moved it to Friday because
Right.
it just takes longer to get to the middle of nowhere. And
Right.
so that's why Walmart doesn't have an organic section. It makes all the sense in the world to me now. I mean, it just takes so much further, and unless you have put chemicals on that food, it's just not going to arrive there in time
Not gonna make it. And then
to
it's
be.
not organic, according to whatever organic means.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So people out there in Epic, I'm curious, in the chat, if you just let me know. Obviously, we're not just talking about crypto tonight. And I'm thinking that Tuesday nights are going to be covering a little bit of Epic Cash,
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
fine with
bit
that
of
because
crypto,
you
and
were a
then
fakeologist before an Epic person.
yeah, I was. And then the rest is just, Ab and I doing what we did on our show that we had that was successful, that grew like crazy until they started
Yeah.
banning us. And and it's fun. I love talking to you, Ab.
I
It's
like talking to you, man. You're cool. You're Uncle Odd, you're Uncle Vigilante. And does your Epic Cash community know your Uncle Odd story? How you got that name, or is that?
if they don't, I'll tell it real quick. It's when I was growing, when my nephew was born,
Yeah.
Jez, he could not enunciate Todd, so he always called me Uncle Odd, and so everyone in the family started calling me Uncle Odd, and I'm still called Uncle Odd. Like it's just funny, Uncle Odd. And so when Ab and I started our show together, I launched the Uncle Odd channel, and so that's and when I started talking about crypto, it was still the Uncle Odd channel. And then when Crypto Vigilante came on my show, and he's like, "Oh man, I love how you cover everything. We gotta christen you as the Uncle Vigilante." And that's when I still believed in the Crypto Vigilante and their service, and so I was like, absolutely. And so I rebranded to Uncle Vigilante, and and then I tried to go by Uncle V mostly because the Vigilante gives a little wink, wink, nod, nod to the Crypto Vigilante, and I appreciate he christened me that, but so I like going by Uncle V mostly.
Yeah, well, that's who you are here. Well, we've been going about an hour and a half. That's a great amount of time. It's a great show. We covered a lot. You brought on a lot of notes, and we're gonna refine our note system for next week.
It'll
And
be
you're gonna keep working. And yeah, you kind of grossed me out with that poor girl's video. I don't like to see that. That's
Yeah.
real sad.
Well, it was
And
it was appropriate based upon what we were talking about. It just
yeah,
I didn't intend to send that. It was just when we were talking, it reminded me of the video that I sent my wife and daughter today, and so I'm like, oh, I can find that because I
and what
just
do they say? What's the reaction? Do they even want to know or see that? Because what's your idea behind that? Because I know my family They
My,
don't
my
want to hear any of this stuff. They're
no,
done.
this is my wife and daughter that they didn't go down that path either. And look, I have a 20-year-old daughter who just rushed. She got into her sorority of preference, and you know
Right.
what? I'm just reinforcing. I just would hate for there to ultimately be some kind of peer pressure at some point that when all this bullshit starts happening again and the Druid Babylonian bastards start stirring everybody up again about the next whatever it is, that, there's going to be another vax cure. I'm just sending this to drip, drip, drip. Just, she's 20 years old. Still susceptible. So even though she's made the right decisions with our influence, I just, I'm just trying to be a good dad, man.
No, it's good. It's good. If they don't mind it, but I know mine are tired of hearing it. But
Well,
anyway,
I don't overdo it. I don't send crap like that all the time. But that one, when I saw that one, it was pretty powerful. And what 20-year-old wants bad skin. So
yeah. I just don't want to insult my own family with all this because they know. I think they know as much as they want to know. They don't want to hear.
You have a junior fakeologist, so of course they know.
I know, but they have their limits too, and it's a tough line. Yeah, I don't even know if you can even talk about this anymore with people because
No,
they've had enough.
I don't think you can because you have two sides of the of the line, right?
Yeah.
And I don't like talking to folks who I know have, because I don't think poorly of anyone. I don't. It's like, look, if I'm wrong and they're right, then I don't even know how to articulate this. It's just that
you're right. So that's not going to happen.
No, I do know I'm right, but I want to insult some really, really smart, wonderful people whom I love.
Yeah.
But there are just I don't know, some people who just believe their TV exclusively, and the propaganda that's been out there with this has just been insane. It's like, you want a happy life? They say happy wife, happy life. No, happy, turn off your freaking TV and you'll have a happy life. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine coming home after work and turning on CNN to just catch up on your news? Can you imagine? I mean, literally, to me, it's like I can't even go there. It would be like,
I got lucky because I decided I wasn't watching much TV. I wish I wrote down what year it was, and I just cut the cable. I said, I hear that the television channels are going digital over the air, so I went and bought an antenna. I put it up myself, risking life and limb. And then it was back like the old days, and you're old enough to know this. Then the channels wouldn't come in every day from across the lake, and I didn't have anything to turn the antenna like the old days.
Right.
So some days the channel would just not be there, and I wasn't gonna get up and move the antenna because you need a big ladder. So I just didn't watch. And luckily, my children were young enough, so they didn't really notice. They missed the whole idea of cable TV, and then they had computers, of course. So that's one thing, and that's where they spent their time. So really, it's really hard to get blasted by the mainstream media on the internet because there's so much else to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you turn on your computer, CNN doesn't start yelling at you like maybe your TV would. So I got really lucky that I cut the cable quite early on.
Good for you.
And yeah, so I guess it's really affecting people 50, 60 plus right now. They're the ones that, and the children are getting it in school, their propaganda. So that's a different story. So
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
no
I'm
propaganda here,
grateful.
baby. No propaganda here on Tuesday nights or Wednesdays. It self-identifies Tuesday nights. So everybody, let's wrap this up. And
Yep. Good
uh,
chat.
great.
Any closing comments?
Let's see. I just everybody. I think Friday, if you are epic curious at all, you're gonna not want to miss Friday's live stream, noon Eastern time. Max is going to drop some major knowledge and information on us, and
Max is good on the radio.
he is great. He is great. And this is going to be a really, really informative Friday. So I hope you do that. And then next Wednesday, we're rebooting. We did our Quest for Superior Money with Todd Lewis, which was, I think, a 16 episode series to where we came up with, a great interactive PDF that's very informative that people should download. If you go to t.me/epic cash, or you go to our link tree, you can find the Quest for Superior Money and download it, and it's very self-explanatory. But Todd Lewis and I this week are brainstorming on what our next series is going to be, and I'm pretty excited about it. I have a good idea of which way he's leaning, but anytime I can get Todd Lewis on, and Max Freeman, of course, too, it gives people a different insight into cryptocurrencies and project development, because these are the guys that, smash the ones and zeros together to make it happen. And they also are very, very knowledgeable on monetary policy. And so I always learn a lot. So that's going to be next Wednesday, 11 to noon, I believe, or noon to 1. It depends his schedule now that he's back in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, that's the only announcements that I have. And last one is, if you are a podcaster, let me find it here. One second.
I'm a podcaster. Do I need to know this?
No, this is okay. I wanted to make sure I got it right. Forgive me, Jam. I had a senior moment, but if you go to your wherever you get your podcasts and start listening to Let's Talk Epic Cash.
Okay, who does that?
Excellent. It's excellent. One of our community members, Jam, who's from the UK. He's a great listen, and every week he puts out a survey with 3 or 4 different items to talk about that are crypto related, and the community votes on it and decides, and then he prepares a show, and there are about half a dozen regulars that call in, and they basically riff like you and I do, and it's just excellent. So let's talk Epic Cash, and you can find him at epic_hodl, I think, on Twitter. Let me make sure I got that right.
I'm looking. He's got 9 episodes. It looks like the last one was about 20 days ago. Does that seem right? I don't know.
No, well, he's a little late, but he's doing the 10th episode this weekend. So if there's 9, he should be up to date. But it is epic_hodl, HODL, at epic_hodl on Twitter. If you that's where the Twitter Spaces is. So it's a new platform that he's really, really taken head on and doing an excellent job. So every Saturday at 2 p.m., if you go to epic_hodl on Twitter, you can just listen in, or if you want to get engaged and be a speaker, you can just let him know right then and there.
HODL.
HODL. HOD.
I went to twitter.com epic_hodl and got nothing. I'm just on there now. You got anything else? Epic-hodl, maybe?
It's Epic. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. Hodler. Epic_HODLER. My bad. I was looking at a cutoff.
Oh, here it is. Okay, I'll put it in tonight's show notes for you. If you got any other show notes you want to pass on to me, feel free. I'll put them in tonight's show notes.
Yeah, just put. All right, I'll do that. I'll send a few your way.
Yeah, you can send them. You can do it tomorrow if you want, and I'll just patch them in.
Great.
And did you want to answer that one question about Jeranism? And did we answer that? Because it looks like
I did.
why is the
I did.
question coming up again about JLB and the interview?
Because JLB was talking negative about those guys, and I answered by not answering because I really like Jaron and Dave Weiss, and I love John LeBon. So their issues that they may have with each other don't have anything to do with me. So I didn't engage with an answer
drama.
Show, and I won't engage with it now. Yep, no drama.
No drama. All right, well, we'll wrap it up. This was a great show. Let's bring in. Nobody pointed out or was able to identify or cared about the theme music we're playing here, and I don't know why, but this is the end of the of our show. Uncle Vigilante and Uncle Ab, or Uncle Ab, and I don't know. Whatever the case, we're going to be back next Tuesday to do the same thing. Tuesday is Uncle Vigilante's night to talk about fakery and Epic Cash. So that's when we'll be back.
Oh, that sounded bad. Fakery and Epic Put
okay. Media fakery, hoaxes and psyops, and Epic Cash. Sorry, I'm doing too much at once.
Epic Cash and the Epic Cash, crypto, and how about that?
That is fine. That is absolutely fine. And tomorrow, Died Suddenly call-in show. There's 110,000 people in the Facebook group. Hopefully, we'll get the show in tomorrow before anything possibly happens, and we'll discuss all the posts and everything on Died Suddenly. So that's it, Uncle Vigilante.
How would someone join that group if they were interested? Since
you just search for Died Suddenly, if possible. I'll put a link to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a link to it on tonight's in today's show notes, and then you get approved once you join in, and Tiago will let you in, I'm guessing. So I'll put a link, show link number 2 on tonight's show notes at fakeologist.com, FAK603.
Man, so, he's grown so fast. He must spend all his time.
10,000 people a day are joining.
I mean, that's a lot of clicks to just even approve to.
I don't know how he does it. He has moderators, but still, I don't see how you can keep up either.
Well, good on him. That's really see something take off. Okay, everyone.
Take care.
Have a good one. Cheers.
Take care.